Alright, this is my recording of the 73 Mercedes. They only made 73 Mercedes in the United States. Up to that 71, 72 actually is when they, these are hard to find, the manual, is when they stopped manufacturing them in Europe. So this car is specifically to the United States, but it's matching parts to, I think, 69 through 72. So what you got out here here's a lot of these all the replacement wood trim panels. You'll see those in a second. And these are all like the chrome trim pieces. The guy who had this before me, I don't know, there must have been a couple of idiots on this, so there's some interesting things going on. But he had a matching car that he took all the pieces off of. You are missing the Mercedes hood emblem thing, but you can get those online for, I think, less than 80 bucks. But I have some better pictures of it from the front, a little more complete, with all the headlight features and stuff like that I'll have in the post, in the pictures. But as you can see, this is up against a fence. I've got a remodel going on. This is just an awesomely beautiful car once they're finished. You can go online and look up 71 or 72 Mercedes that have been restored, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The good news is what you're seeing here is faded paint. I was going to replace all that. Some of it is doing this, right? But it's all surface rust. Okay, all this is just a bad paint job and a bad clear coat before it, really. Let's see, these rims. Tires are really expensive because they're 15-inch rims. I was going to replace them with 17-inch rims that look like this, but keep the same diameter. That gives this car a bit of a more lowered profile look without actually compromising any of the speedometer or the performance of the vehicle. This is a big V8 engine. I love the opposing wipers. I love how it's kind of got almost like a 50s air vent intake there. The moonroof wants to work. It wants to engage, but I think it slipped its track. There is a replacement one of those. As you can see, all the glass on this is immaculate. However, if you see any blemishes, it's because some idiot did a really bad job of tinting these windows. I do have another video of me driving it. I will start it. This is kind of a good news, bad news sort of vehicle in a sense, because it's got so many good things about it, including the fact that it starts, the engine runs, the transmission works just fine. In fact, that's where I spent some of my money, was to make that happen. Needed a bit of tune-up, but then you see they let the paint fade. Some of the interior is gone. Now the good news is I have almost all the parts to replace anything that's wrong on this car. Okay, between what's right there, and you come here. I love these things, these lights for this. And these will be important. I'll show you where these are in a minute. But see, he had other parts cars, so he has a couple of extra grills. There's technically a full-size spare in there. There's extra headlight pieces, jacks. The emblems are in there. And it's actually a pretty big trunk. I could fit 2, maybe 3 hockey bags in this thing, and I love that about it. Now here's the bad. It is rusted out a little bit right down there, and a bit on that side. In fact, you can see that the tow hitch has rusted out. However, the rest of the undercarriage is fine. It's immaculate. It's in perfect condition. As you can see, all the windows are in great shape. So many good things about this. I'm trying to stick it and not make this video too long. So I did pull apart this door panel. The bad is that most of these door panels are going to have to be replaced. The good news is they're actually easy to do yourself. They really are. It's just a simple car upholstery shop. There's some cardboard and then some of the leather wrapped around it and then put back on. I left this door panel off because I wanted to show you how simple it is in here. But I replaced the window mechanism in here. So all these windows are power windows, power moonroof. It is automatic. It, I believe, has power steering in it. It's a fuel-injected V8 engine. All the power windows work on this. Like I said, it's just had a really bad tint job. Now some of the pieces of carpet are a little fraying and frail. I'd be a little careful with those. But as you can see here, the leather on the interior is pretty much immaculate. The carpeting back there isn't great, but you got the speakers. this is really cool because that folds down into a neat little armrest. But you see, this leather is a supple Mercedes soft leather. It's just absolutely in perfect condition back here. And the other front seat also is in near perfect condition. However, the front seat does have a little bit of a tear. I'll show you that here in a second. So that's the passenger seat. It does have shoulder belts, but as you can see right there, and a little tear right there. Besides those two blemishes, the leather in here is absolutely perfect and absolutely immaculate. I'm going to show you what the interior of the door is supposed to look like. There's one of them that is almost in perfect condition. And the real reason why some of these are in such rough shape is because they let the seals go bad on these like felt seals here. And so water got in on the different door panels and sort of eroded them away. But this is what it should look like when it's finished, and they're not that hard to do yourself or to pay someone to actually do for you. Now, one of the things you see is you got this wood trim around all the windows. This has all been damaged to some degree or another by the guys who didn't take care of this car beforehand. I mean, they did stupid things like put in these stupid speakers. You'll have to replace that, but you're replacing this door panel anyway. But again, seat's immaculate. It does have air conditioning, but on the front of the engine, I'll show you in a minute, the belt that runs to the air conditioner is not hooked in. So as you can see, the dash is in pretty darn good condition. I love the steering wheel. I love the horn. I love the dials. We have a replacement, one of those guys, because it doesn't show you where it goes into gear. You know, the trunk release isn't attached right there, but they have the piece. You're going to get a new wire. So there's just little bits here and there that people did that was a little bit weird along the line. But like I said, the transmission is good. The engine is strong. It starts right up. It's fuel injected. It's air conditioned. The heater works. All the power windows work on this thing. The moonroof wants to go. However, I think it's off the track or something. And I have a replacement moonroof for this as well. But see, you're going to want to probably replace the headliner because it's just coming down in a few places. Some stuff just needs to kind of get worked up. This is all aesthetic stuff, but if you notice, check that out right there. They got book lights back here. How freaking cool is that? They got those on both sides. Rear defogger. Yeah, this was just so darn ahead of its time. I'm gonna walk you back around here, and that's where all this comes in. Like this goes on the head of the dash. All these wood pieces, you can use them to replace. Here's the pieces for the door that I took apart. I do have that panel. It will be coming with. Now let's see, it should, last I got in here, I hadn't been in it in about a week since I drove it, and it fired right up. So I'm expecting this guy to come alive for me. There you go. I have not tuned this. I have run fuel system cleaners through it. I have had my mechanic do a few adjustments on it. And also, okay, so I didn't spray this off, but all I really needed to do here, I replaced the ignition coil, the rotor and the rotor cap, the plugs, the wires, rehooked up the spring for the return mechanism, and then had my mechanic do a once-over on it, but it hasn't really been tuned. And you can see down there, right, that right there, that is the air conditioner. And all it needs is the belt to be run from that thing over to here. I'm sorry, it comes off the main one. It actually comes off that one, around that one, to this one, and now you have air conditioning. But again, this is just stuff I'm not going to bother to do. You know, I didn't spray this off, but there's no rust under here. I put a brand new battery in it. And as you can hear, it's just a really strong runner. And if you listen to it well, I have the, well, you watch the video where I'm driving, you'll hear it runs very, very smooth. Oh, I did get new brake calipers, and I also, new brake and brake pads, brake calipers, rotors, and made sure my mechanic bled the line. So this thing has brakes, it has engine, it has transmission, it has pretty much everything you could want. It's got the cool front bumper and headlights, and these are just, I don't know, I love this car. I hate getting rid of it, but I've got a boat, I've got a home remodel going on, I got to finish remodeling my camper. I have too many irons in the fire. So that is my 73 Mercedes. I'm selling it at exactly the price it should be for the condition it's in, because I'm really giving it to someone to just figure out, maybe if they mess around with some of the wiring or something, but you know, with the stereo and those speakers, but you just really have to do some of the interior work and then take it to get painted. And nothing is rusting through. You don't have to replace any panels. I have a painting specialist, and he just he told me you just got to sand it down and then reprime, repaint. So original everything. This thing is just amazing, and if you end up buying this car, I think you're gonna love it if you got the know-how to just put a few minutes of work and love into it. Thanks for watching.